Sayonara, dirtbag. He go. Stan's ass is the same as third base, and he can't tell the difference. Got years of experience. Got years of stupid. We're going to go through Stan's hate, and I mean the hate. One thing I do know is, as a newsreader, all you got to do is read the teleprompter and cash checks. Verrett is officially out at ESPN. Sayonara, dirtbag. That's right, Stan Verrett, who, oh man, he is arguably OutKick's biggest hater. For those of you that don't know Stan Verrett is a guy that for years hosted SportsCenter live from L.A. And, you know, whether he was good or bad at it, I mean, what's so hard? You got to read the sports on the news on the freaking teleprompter. It ain't that hard. Seriously, it ain't that hard. Anyway, Verrett is officially out at ESPN. As they say, he gone at the conclusion of the summer as the network has shut it down. LA, shut it down, move it out of there. They've shut out their Los Angeles-based studio shows and decided not to renew Stan's contract, effectively canning his ass. We're going to go through Stan's hate, and I mean the hate. That old Stan Verrett. We're going to take a stroll down memory lane right now and relive some of Stan's greatest contributions to OutKick by way of his own stupidity, his own racism, his own ignorance. Stan Verrett falsely thought OutKick fired Bobby Barack. This is all from Bobby Barack in January. He said OutKick would be out of business by 2022. Now, Stan's ass is the same as third base, and he can't tell the difference. That's an old saying. He doesn't know his ass from third base. Well, there's Bobby Barack talking about it. He told me to go F myself because my day would come because I work for a racist. Wait, racist or Nazi? What are we here? No, we're truth tellers that ain't afraid to give it to you. We're truth tellers that more and more in the mainstream sports world are trusting to spread their message like Bruce Pearl will today, like Greg Anthony wants to do. Come on and talk politics. ESPN informed him he's being fired. Now, I don't support people being fired, but this guy's too much. Bobby's thoughts at the end. One of the true pieces of playing. Wow. Bobby's article from March 5th detailing how Stan refused to credit OutKick while detailing our interview with him on Sports. Afterwards, several readers on the site notified us about the oddity of the segment. Despite using exclusive quotes and reporting from OutKick, SportsCenter anchor Stan Verrett repeatedly referred to us as, quote, some internet outlet. Some internet outlet. The most important, quote, internet outlet in America is giving SportsCenter quotes, exclusive quotes, and that journalist, that racist slob, Stan Verrett, won't credit him. Typical of Stan Verrett, typical of ESPN, typical of All in My Life. Is that a big deal? It's supposed to be. Do I think it's a big deal? Hell no, I'd care less. But I do get a kick out of it. What is it? Freezing Cold Takes guy and I go back and forth. I always send them when some clown refuses to credit our show. But SportsCenter? You got like 8 million, quote, journalists behind the scenes. OutKick asked ESPN Public Relations and SportsCenter coordinating producer Aisha Cheney for comment. Neither responded on the record, but two ESPN behind-the-scenes staffers, who we all have, we all got a bunch of friends over there, who reviewed the segment confirmed a visibly upset Verrett, refusing to utter the words OutKick. Stash, baby. Why make it so personal? By the way, side note, Verrett has, of course, blocked me because, well, I don't know. I'm not even sure I've interacted with him. Maybe I have, probably have. Hell, I interact all the time with morons. It's what I do. But anyway, Verrett, he mad, and now he gone. We're going to have a little throwback to Verrett going at Clay Travis and claiming Leah Thomas is screwing girls in the NCAA swimming competition. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean by, it says here, screwing girls. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Beating girls as a dude walking around the locker room junk out. Boom. There you go. As a general rule, my life and career are full enough that I don't get upset over things such as that. And luckily, my career doesn't depend on pretending that I do to keep people's attention. That's probably true, because the role of any really good Sports Center anchor, particularly one at like 2 in the morning East Coast time, is to simply sit here and read a teleprompter. So I'm guessing your life is full. But some of us want to make a difference, Stash. Some of us want to say, you know what? We see something that is unfair in the world with which we reside, the sports world or the political world. And instead of sitting back and saying, boy, isn't my life great? We decide to follow the lead of a friend, Riley Gaines, who was shut out, who was demeaned, who was defeated by a dude in a woman's race. Why not? Seems like a pretty good cause. I don't know. Throwback to Megyn Kelly. We're throwing it back today. Bashing Stan Verrett after he mocked Clay Travis for asking him why he refuses to acknowledge that Leah Thomas was a male swimming in a female competition. That's great. Your life is so terrific, you don't need to care about pesky things like women's rights. Granted that those of us who actually do need to worry have men like Clay, who despite their awesome lives somehow manage to give a damn. I would argue I got a great life. I'm blessed. I thank God every day. Truly do. Always have. But I still find the time or the wherewithal to step in when needed, when driven. Stan Verrett, not so much. Now, I'm sure there are other tweets out there and other interviews with Stan Verrett where he claims victim status of something. So I don't know. One thing I do know is, as a newsreader, all you got to do, Stash, is read the teleprompter and cash checks. It ain't that big a deal, son. Big man Stan likes to crap on women's rights with swagger. And then when called out on it by a woman, he runs for cover like a scared weakling. Megyn Kelly don't play, yo. Megyn Kelly ain't messing around. Of course, our hero, our boss, our liege, our guy, Clay Travis chimes in, says ESPN has fired Stan Verrett, who has spent 10 years, I'm going to say 10, it says years, insanely attacking OutKick, per Sports Rappaport. Congrats on unemployment, Stan. Maybe now you will say men shouldn't be able to play in women's sports. You know, I really believe this about this guy Verrett. I really believe this. If OutKick had said men should play in women's sports, Stosh there would have said, no, they shouldn't. What we should have done is make a game of it with Stan Verrett. What we should have done is played devil's advocate. Hey, yo, the reverse psychology here. Stanley, we think dudes ought to be able to compete. And watch what he does. That's the pettiness. That's like the little kid. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You see what I did there? It's no different with old Stan. Old Stan would be perfect. Now, because of his look, not his talent, which there isn't much, old Stosh will be somewhere. We'll see him maybe hosting a show with, I don't know, Carrie Champion on CNN and getting butchered by Scott Jennings. I don't know, or maybe we won't. But we know how this goes. Stosh here, African-American, good-looking dude. He'll be back. He's got it. Got years of experience. Got years of stupid. Perfect. MSNBC. Here he comes, baby, where Stan would get to unleash his special kind of stupid. Sayonara, Stan. Hasta la vista, Stan. I'm not sad you're gone. I'm not one of those that's going to mock the unemployment. I'm not. I wish you were still there. I do. It's fun when OutKick kicks people's ass, particularly national people, and they got to grin and bear it. Now, I don't like when people lose their job. I don't care who they are. I'd rather see them have to sit in that Sports Center seat and squirm, not crediting OutKick. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a good time. Hey, you enjoying the show? You're damn right you are. Of course you is. make sure you head on over to YouTube. And when you go to youtube.com/@OutKick/videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Now, I'm giving you a test. I know there are hundreds of thousands of people that are watching this right now. Those of you that haven't liked, those of you that haven't subscribed, those of you that don't comment, go on over there, find yourself a video and like it. We'll have the Stan Verrett piece up in a minute, but I'll do better today too. Hey, just go away. Show's dead, has been dead for years. It's got bad hosts. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Around the Horn. See, Around the Horn is gone, and of course, all the little liberals who people used to listen to for some reason, like Sarah Spain, are mad about it. And they've all got a reason why. I'm going to tell you the reason in a minute. She's big mad. She's big mad that ESPN decided to cancel Around the Horn, believing the network was scared of being labeled woke. Wait, what? See, it's too late for that. I look at Sarah Spain as the girl that was like, I don't know, would come in and at the score, not the score, at AM 1000 WAMVP and give updates once in a while. Then, because, well, she sold herself. No, she didn't. I know she sold herself to go on a date with somebody to the Super Bowl. I know she tried to have a song about effing Steve Bartman. I know that's how she got popular. But ESPN was looking for a woman, sold herself nicely. Next thing you know, she's somebody y'all got to listen to. But like those folk, you know what? They can never just accept the fact that sometimes time moves on. Sometimes networks like ESPN say enough. Enough of your bullshit. Enough of your hand-wringing. Enough of your projecting. Enough of your racism, your sexism, your stupidity. Enough. And frankly, Sarah Spain is totally unlikable on TV. Frankly, most of those guys and gals on that show, Katie Fagan, unlikable. Absolutely unlikable. Bill Plaschke, when he first started, he was a good yin to the yang of Woody Page. But now, unlikable. It confounds me, as many things do to Ms. Spain, that they're canceling it. The format allows for a contentious stream of new people. That's great. Wonderful. So does the internet. So does YouTube. Go get some new people to highlight reporters on our network. Well, it's not your network. You're part. You're a very small part, if you're even a part now. You were given a job because of DEI. They kept you in that job for a long time as you made an ass of yourself on the radio, and then they put you in other places, and now it's over. Well, Dakich, you would know about it being over. I do. I got a shelf life of about 10 years. 10 years at Bowling Green, 10 years assistant coach at Bob Knight, 10 years or maybe 14 on the radio, 10 years at ESPN, about 10 years. I'm not looking to bitch, whine, and moan because I'm not there anymore. I understand the business. But these little libs feel, like Sarah Spain and others, that they're owed, like they created something. They didn't create nothing. Show was all right. It lasted. It's run its course. Unlikable people. The world changes. I don't know. All right. I don't know for sure. Let me see here. I'm admittedly biased, but this is progressive voices and people of color. Oh, the white girl got to put in the people of color. Join my crusade, white girl says. You're taking off TV. What? So, wait, progressive voices and black people have a birthright to be on TV? No, you're taking unlikable people off TV. It's what they did with Jamel Hill and Michael Smith. When they watch their shows and they view them, I got ESPN on right now, and they view them and they go, we don't like you. You go off TV. That's it. But you're so scared of getting called woke. Hey, lady, where have you been? What? Scared of called woke? That's all ESPN is. That's the reason you were on the show. There's not a thing you've ever contributed to sports. I remember her and a girl named Cassidy Hubbard, I think it was Hubbard, maybe it was someone else, talking about rubbing their hands through Dan Dickau's hair. And I'm like, man, can you imagine if I said that on the show? No. She was a protected class DEI hire that, you know what, the class ran out. And ESPN's guys are like, look, we can't fire Ryan Clark. We sure the hell fire her fat, get rid of her. What are you talking about? Being called woke? You are woke. Statements made from around the horn. Trans kids deserve to play sports. I agree with Katie Fagan here. I do. except play against the boys, not the girls. Simple. Who are we to criticize China's human rights record? Now, that's murdering people. Now, that's murdering. Murder, extermination. That's their civil rights record. This is a professor named J.A. Adande, who also was a writer. He's a Northwestern professor. This is what he had to say. Who are we to criticize China's human rights record when we have ongoing attacks by agents of the state against unarmed citizens? Really? One guy died by a cop's hands who was a criminal. And got assaults on voting rights. Voting rights compared to genocide? Wow. On people of color in various states. What? You got to get an ID, fat ass? You got to get off the couch? What? That's the voting rights problem? Caitlin Clark has become an avatar for people to express their disdain for black women. That's the dumbest guy ever. That's David Dennis Jr. But wait, my dad was a civil rights guy. Really? How about Caitlin Clark's just a pretty good basketball player that people like watching? You are conflating a war anthem with a simple game. Kevin Blackistone, who is the anti. Kevin Blackistone, but he's got to. He feels he's got to join the cause, yo. Kevin Blackistone, white as me. But you are conflating a war anthem with a simple game. That's the national anthem being played. Okay, Kevin Blackistone. God dang. I mean, these are important people and important thoughts to have, Sarah Spade. I can't believe we don't have them. Oh, it's so sad they're not going to be. What? These are useless, freaking idiotic, anti-American people espousing useless, idiotic, anti-American rants, hiding behind DEI. That's all it is. The irony is unbelievable here. The Ohio State University has decided to give LeBron James, we were laughing about this yesterday, an honorary doctorate degree in public service. This is despite the fact that LeBron James's infamous I Promise school is quite literally a failing school without anybody in the school allegedly being able to read or write at the state level. Public service. I guess you're housing kids. In the fall of 2023, LeBron James' school made international news when it was revealed that not a single member of the 2023 8th grade class had passed the state's math test since the group was in 3rd grade. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Not one kid in that class passed the state's math test. Huh? Now, you're not going to hear this from the media. But and Ohio State's going to give him a doctorate. Hey, man, you got a college degree? I have an honorary doctorate from the Ohio State. Really? I got a pen. That same year, the school's 3rd principal in 6 years left after she popped a boy in the mouth after he yelled, "Someone crapped in the urinal," as he was exiting the bathroom to get in a lunch line. Huh. All right. That same year, according to the latest U.S. News and World Report rankings, just 5% of students in the school are proficient in math and 6% are proficient in reading. For comparison, in Ohio, 57% of students tested are at or above proficient in reading, and 51% tested at or above being proficient in math. On its state grade card, LeBron's school gets 1 star in achievement, 1 star in early literacy, and an absenteeism rate of 38%. Give him a doctorate. Now, I will say this school should be more of a priority. If it were my school and I had that kind of money, I don't. If I did, this would be a priority to me. Or you can keep, I don't know, making movies or doing something else. I don't know. But it is only one aspect. LeBron James is very, very committed to the Akron community. I will give him that. I always knew I wanted to give back to the community. Took a deep dive into what we actually needed to do to create societal change. Being around families, being around the kids, listening to our community, they let us know and gave us the spearhead on what's needed. It was our job to listen, implement, and apply things that were needed to create that societal change. That's James. Okay, that's great. That's good talk. You got a nice little suit on. Got your $1 billion watch. Great. Wedding ring. You're looking good, LeBron, but you're not acting. This is like a front. You got 3 principals in 6 years. You got to ask the question, why? I would think any principal would love to be associated with LeBron James's school. I would think any principal would go out of his or her way to be associated. But you got 3 in 6 years. Who you hiring? What's the check? Who you hiring for the overall administration of that institution? Look, it takes more than a principal. Who's on the board? Who you hiring as teachers? What's their academics? What's their history? Oh, I don't know. But surely it doesn't seem to be working, and I hope this gets straightened out because this is a great idea. Jalen Rose just opened a bigger building. Kudos to Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose has taken his stuff, his academics, his school serious. Doesn't appear LeBron James does. But hey, he gets to get an honorary doctorate in whatever. You know what I mean? Bruce Pearl is texting. Yes, 8:30 his time. I want to make damn sure he just texts me. Absolutely. Let me give this on air now. 8:30 your time is correct. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Right? 8:35 or whatever. There you go. All right. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. Bruce Pearl is coming on, and I don't even think I want to talk about basketball with Bruce. I just want to talk about how the media has perpetuated and glamorized, in my opinion, Free Palestine, Hamas, even after what we saw in the slaughters and the murders last fall. Somehow, some way, they still want to glorify it. And last night, 2 innocent people's lives were taken because of it, my opinion. Get mad, glad, angry, or sad. You know my stance. I have, and I'm going to, my very beautiful Jewish niece's wedding next weekend, and I can't wait. Whole family's going to be there. Everyone's going to be great. My nieces, my nephews, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, obviously, her family, all Jewish. This hits close to home, and it's bullshit. And it must stop. The media portrayal, glamorizing this must stop. All right, let's get back to, we're going to talk to Bruce about that, and we're all going to get educated. No, Smith College, a woman's only college. Smith, famously, women's only. I think it was Smith. No, it was Brown. Brown was rated the worst college for men to go to in the country a few years ago by Men's Health magazine. I thought it was funny. So Smith awards a dude. Well, let's get into it. You remember that dude? Remember who was the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Health? The guy dressed as a girl, Rachel, a.k.a. Richard Levine. They gave him an honorary degree and delivered the commencement address to the graduating class. A woman's college can't even protect women. Real women. All right, let's unpack. Prior to being nominated by President Jersey Joe Biden in 21, Rachel, born Richard, was Pennsylvania's health secretary and a professor of pediatrics and physiology, psychiatry, what's wrong with me, at Penn State College of Medicine. 2021, Levine became the first openly transgender 4-star officer in the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps. Hey, rah, go fight with hoo-ah. Here's what's really sinister. Levine specializes in pediatrics and adolescent medicine, and during his tenure in government, the Harvard and Tulane grad has been one of the loudest voices pushing the so-called gender-affirming care for children. Daddy, I think I'm a woman. No, you're not. You're not a woman. Go play. Daddy, I think I'm a boy. No, you're not. Go play. No, not these guys. Let's get them in. Let's cut their testicles off. Let's eliminate their breasts. That's what this evil human being advocated. It's a euphemism for puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and in some cases, double mastectomies on girls who aren't old enough to drive. It's evil. I mean, I don't give a rat's ass what an 8-year-old thinks or wants they are. I don't give a rat's ass. You want to turn 18, you want to turn 21, you want to figure it out, live your best life, go do it. Man. In other words, he advocates for medical interventions that could permanently alter the bodies of young kids and confused teenagers. And this is who Smith College deemed worthy of honoring on a day meant to celebrate young women. Smith College, a private women's college in Massachusetts, this is our friend Riley Gaines, awarded Rachel Richard Levine an honorary degree today. He then delivered the commencement address. Ladies, congratulations. Your graduation was led by the very thing feminism was allegedly fighting. Here's an unhinged lib going off on women protesting the honorary degree outside of Smith College. You're protesting, and this crazy person's protesting you.
Me down, fascist.
We're all Democrats.
I don't give a who you are. The fact that you feel this way makes you completely immoral, intolerant of anybody. I don't care if you have a master's degree. I don't care if you feel like you're tall and proud. Go yourselves. This is absolutely disgusting. I can't believe you. And you can take your Blue Lives Matter flag with you.
Seems nice.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Nobody else. Flags out front. Nobody cares. Yeah. Everybody look away when it matters, right?
He seems nice. I just get a kick out of it, man. Why? I mean, if we hate men so much, why do we act like one? I don't know. Another accomplishment for the GOAT-ish. Come on, Nick Saban's the GOAT probably. He's added another trophy to his esteemed collection. Taking home an Emmy for his role on Game Day. Beating out NFL commentators Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's terrible. Richard Sherman, he's always arrested. Richard Sherman? That dude's got more arrests than, I don't know, things on this table. That dude can't state not getting arrested. Ryan Fitzmagic is terrible on TV. What? Jason Kelsey? What? Get out of here. Along with Jay Wright, safe to say McAfee and Nick Saban have breathed new life. They have. I talked about it. Into the Sports Center, into the Game Day program. They needed it. They should get that girl on. Let her yell, scream, and cuss and act like a little boy. She's, sometimes, and I don't advocate violence much, but sometimes you just want to drop people on their head. Anyway, if you're a college football fan, it was hard not to laugh at some of the moments Saban shared with his colleagues on Game Day, on the Game Day set this past season, whether he was taking a bite out of a tomahawk steak from McAfee dressed up like a Nittany Lion, cracking jokes with Deion Sanders about their fishing trips, or delivering a fantastic quote about paying players. Keep talking about a $20 million roster. If you don't pay the right guys, you're shit out of luck. That's one of my favorite sayings. My father used to say it, and I say it. That's right. I like saying it. That's what Saban quipped before the Notre Dame versus Texas A&M game. Yeah, you don't pay the right guys, you're SOL. That's what we used to call it. You're SOL. Yeah. It was a new experience, Saban said. A lot of people helped contribute to learning how to do it. I certainly appreciate them. Thank them for that. And we have a really good team of people who have lots of experience that I think helped me fit into the program. Hopefully we created some good value of some sort. Hey, last thing before we go, and we're going to get Bruce Pearl in here. How about my Pacers? That's right, my Pacers. So happy for Kevin Pritchard. So happy for Rick Carlisle. So happy for Tyrese Halliburton. Free Tyrese Halliburton's dad. Charles Barkley and those guys were talking about it last night, and I'm with him. John Halliburton did something incredibly stupid. So guess what? He's paid. It isn't like he hurt anybody. It isn't like he stole something. Halliburton has been banned, John, from going to his son's game. My opinion, let him come to the Garden. Let him come to Indy. Why not? Okay. Damn, we got so many rotten things going on in this world. A dad getting a little stupid after a son's performance should be about the least of our worries. I understand you can't have people doing that. I do. But I also understand being a father, man. You want to be there. Oh, do you want to be there last night when Halliburton hits the step back two to send it into overtime? And for the first time in damn near 1,000 games, a team came back in the fourth quarter, down 14, under 2 minutes. It's a pretty good picture right there. We're going to talk to Bruce Pearl next, and we're not going to talk about basketball. One of the most heinous and horrific things that could possibly happen in our country happened last night, and I am of the belief that one of the reasons it happened is because our media glorifies it. Bruce Pearl next.